Hello everyone, thanks for your company on Olsem Wanem. This afternoon we will feature the unfortunate few who sit out in the sun all day asking or begging passers-by for spare change, and I'm sure many of us have dug deep to contribute as a sign of humanity. But there are times when we all want answers as to how Port Moresby has come to this and who is responsible for the welfare of such people.
Come. Beggars are people who ask for things they don't have. And so with that definition in mind, we now have those sorts of people in our society, especially in Port Moresby City nowadays, because of the situation that we have placed them in, unfortunately. They have come mainly from rural areas to the city when they struggle to survive. And so the only resort they have, the option they have in their life is to beg.
Even in Moresby City, you travel towards Bomana, it goes along Brown River, where you can plant it up, where all work collecting free money.
The word beggar is a dilemma in all the countries developed and developing nations. Papua New Guinea, the idea of beggars, I couldn't even conceive the idea that it was existing. I was away in overseas. When I came back, we have beggars all over the street.
I think people must work with some like law or stop him like the longer people encourage him or give more money, we encourage him to passing laziness.
For me, that's been very un-Melanesian. We look after our own kind, but if that's happening in our cities nowadays, it's also telling us that we are losing track of our culture, of caring for one another.
We shouldn't be begging. We shouldn't. I don't want us to say beggars or even come to the concept of the word saying beggars on the street. This is it's like a bad omen. It's a nation like us, rich with agriculture, crops, land, big land. Everybody that is begging on the street now has a land, has a village, has a family to go to. Why are they in the city? Why are they here in the city begging? If we find a line between that, why are they in the city and not in the village? And look at the push and the pull factor, why they're in the city. I think if we answer that question, we can remove the beggar thing. So we should slowly pace our beggar. We shouldn't have beggars on the street.
Mr. Lugumolo say all lazy people. These are lazy people because give me choose to be who we are.
I do from time to time. I give $1 or $2 from time to time, but sometimes I ask them. I mean, if I see a cripple, we should classify different kinds of beggars. You have the sick, the blind, the cripple, and you have those who are lazy, plain lazy. And there are others who are. I've seen a guy just pass Courts roundabout, Boroko at Gordon's roundabout. The same guy who begs every day. He goes up to 5 miles and he drinks beer.
So normally, all beggars, Mr. Lugolo, all begging money, especially all got good plalegan, but then all just asking money, all Islam, Mr. Lugolo, lazy people, all less to work now, and they are just doing nothing instead, just asking money now. And then the money will kiss them, then over drinking beer or drinking beer or smoking marijuana, then over campaign of street now, fighting all women and children, and also this law. But genuine ones like all disabled ones, yes, Mr. Milgo time is sorry, lo miga, Mr. Gasore, and Mr. like Mr. Kimani. But beggars, most beggars, Mr. Lugumolo, also just asking money because all no government something working multi all no government something working so also just asking money around on the street now. Islam. Me look at them, minus are mostly like, na minus are giving money, minus are even considering more look to me just say them because me program one kind and both making over one kind, so all let choose look come beggars or come beggars then it's like all let come beggars so then Mr. Luis less or Mr. less help him because plenty of line to one kind although no work but then also me plus try best low market or make something low live must be city so me think suppose maybe suppose no money lo go place government can provide him some ticket na salimol go place all can go to place number na, all can cultivate them land because maybe 70 or 70% blow land we me native no exploded so all can go na we garden number na just like
I think seeing a lot of beggars and unfortunate people on the street, it's really a painful sight. It's a painful sight really, and a lot of people don't really care about them. And I just wish and pray that one day this should get out. This seeing beggars on the street should no longer be here.
This is Olsem Wanem. See you on the other side of the break. Welcome back to Olsem Wanem. And if you've just joined us, we are talking about those in unfortunate circumstances which have forced them to candidly ask for money from anyone who passes by. Here's Hannah with more.
We ignore them. Most times we simply walk past them. Sometimes we throw a coin or two inside their containers or on their cardboard cutouts, or just turn away when they walk up to us and ask for a toya. It's a trend that has spread like a disease, eating away at the very core of a human's survival. Begging is now a norm in the country's cities. Giving money and food in return for almost nothing may seem like a burden, but for these people, it is a feeling of gratitude to have something in their pockets another day. These people have their dignity hanging at the end of their sleeves when they shamelessly ask for charity. This father and son are usually seen at curbs and street sides. They spend the day moving around nomadically, asking for charity. The reality is so difficult, the father runs to police cars for help, his child trailing after him between moving vehicles. Sadly, you find children and the disabled caught in the middle. Most of them are used to collect money and other charity. Some of these people are well-bodied, but no one knows their story until it is told. This year, the Salvation Army reported over 2,000 men, women and children who are forced onto the streets.
But we cannot say that people they haven't got money, or they are poor people, or they are street people. No, we must help those people who are in need. And Jesus said, love yourself as you love your neighbors. And that is our vision and plan, is to serve those people who are on the streets and also who are walking around. If you go to the store, they said, Uncle, 1 can I come? Or 20 I come, or 30 I come. We just want to help those people. And also we are trying to, because of why this many people are begging, or sometimes they ask for money, is broken families. I have experience working with this organization or on the streets, and I have seen that many people they have needs. Normally these days we just feed them with hot dogs, cordials, and now last month we give them second-hand clothes and other, and support them. And next year I think I'm going to look through, and people, that children who are not going to school, I'll try my best to put all these kids back to school so that they can have future. Or who are on this, what? I came from a village at a long time. My grandfather told me that we are going to jump on the vehicle, and my grandfather died. And also my father and mother said, the road is going to come, and there is no road. And now I'm getting old now, and we normally walk for hours, 2 hours to reach to our district, but nothing changed. If I think road system in all the villages, in everywhere, in a very remote, just like where I came from, I think people will never be on the street or on this begging. I believe that.
You're watching Olsem Wanem. We'll be back after the break. You're watching Olsem Wanem. Almost all the difficulties faced in society really boils down to the socio-economic problems that have existed for some time. And when these type of situations become increasingly visible to people, that the reaction is just as bad. But how do we rectify it?
In the last decade alone, the number of displaced individuals has grown. In Port Moresby, 17% of the population is unemployed. According to a fact sheet by the International Labour Organization, youth make up 39% of PNG's 6.2 million population. But these youth are considerably unemployed. Olsem Wanem was at Ella Beach, where a woman led a group of young men from her community to help with the beautification program of NCDC and PNG Gardener. She thinks organizations like PNG Gardener must look into communities and search for the unemployed and disadvantaged people and give them a decent earning.
We cannot really blame the government or any organizations or the system that we're having. It's basically laziness of people. People are too lazy to find something to do or even earn a living, so they tend to just sit and beg on the streets of Port Moresby. And there are ways and means. Like right now, I've approached the coordinator of PNG Gardener yesterday and asked him if he could give me a cleaning job. Because where I am living, there's a lot of unemployed youths. And it's a really heartache to see children just sitting on the streets. They tend to crime. At the end of the day, they beg out of their parents. So I think I'm really happy with the initiative that PNG Gardener has at this beach. You know, a lot of people don't know who to turn to, who to ask, who to approach for a job. So maybe I'd be very much happy if PNG Gardener can take the first step and approach this sort of people and get them down at the beach. It's a lot of work. It's an everyday routine job here. The seaweeds keep coming in and there's plastics, and we could help clean the environment. So in this way, they can earn themselves some money, look after themselves. Everyone should be employed, and I give all the thanks to PNG Gardener, and I hope PNG Gardener will, like, once again, go out, take the first step and approach them. Give them the chance in life, give them the opportunity, and make them know that they are loved and cared for in the community.
Ivan is a young man from the Joyce Bay community. He, along with his fellow youths of the Gospel Lighthouse Church, try to study and educate the younger boys and girls on good methods of behavior.
First time belum pernah mipla engage one time. PNG Gardener kisi mipla kam work stuff, cleaning nambis play stuff.
And after the cleanup, he had a word for the coastal communities.
People all Potmosby residents and coastal villages along the waterways. Me like Muslim government must making some programs or awareness because it's also ongoing rubbish, mainly plastics and all goods from the shops. So almost working awareness program where all can educate him all man.
You're watching Olsem Wanem. We'll be back with more. This is Olsem Wanem. The Melanesian culture, or Pasin Yumisagat before, where we cater for an extended family, is fast becoming a thing of the past. In this day and age where everything is fast-paced and high-priced, nobody is willing to lend a helping hand to those that genuinely beg to survive. Where has that Pasin gone? Anyway, that's all we have time for, but before we go, next week, in collaboration with World AIDS Day today, the program will feature the issue of HIV and AIDS in PNG. For now, to end the show, here is what you had to say.
Okay, I think PNG recognized World AIDS Day because from my knowledge, AIDS is a problem in the country, and it's a day where we raise the awareness, the bar on HIV and AIDS, the preventative measures of how you can avoid getting HIV and AIDS, and more importantly, how we can be able to assist those who are living with the virus. Some of them have been shut down by communities and villages and remote places because a lot of people still do not know how to deal with people living with the virus at the moment.
Well, AIDS Day, lo tingin mo man meron got virus HIV, now so to stop living with HIV AIDS. Basically, lo so mo sa mimo kata support mo living to stop sick na stop. Important something imi support mo na no can give mo sa ting where AIDS and finish my life now.
Why mipla commemorating World AIDS Day mo se mipla game look sawer lo line usadi got sick HIV AIDS. Sexual transmitted diseases in Papua New Guinea. All man or Mary go sleep one time number out unprotected sex this la kind.
I think we commemorate World AIDS Day to remember the people who have died from AIDS and to bring up the awareness that we do have HIV AIDS in PNG.
I support that because the people who are with their friends marking around or having entertainment or their friendship, they have to be alert that they have to take precaution and look after themselves.
Okay, what should people do to avoid it? One is something normal by making law, avoiding this sick.
Avoiding sa sick, no kat wam la way lo avoiding sa sick. But only thing by imi talk mo se all sa putim lo TV na all sa putim lo newspaper na all sa putim mo se using gumi. The only way by me approaching sa sick lo using condom taso. Na no kat mo narap la way can stop lo approaching sa sick. And one way taso lem isla.
And also try to avoid unsterilized needles that have been used to amongst young people, especially that I've noticed they like to have tattoos on their bodies.
I think the government is doing all its best with the resources that it has, but once again, ownership must come back. Lo imi one olman meri first. No can depend lo government to mas you met by me. Okay, mol kain action na imi pudang tulos lasik. So lo you met.
I think the government has tried its very best in the last couple of years to assist many of our NGOs. Australia has also done its part, but I think everyone should start making it their responsibility to also talk to their families, friends, and not be ashamed to talk about it, that AIDS is amongst us. Anyone can be carrying the virus around, but we should take responsibility by also talking to our workmates about it openly and ensuring that our loved ones are protected at all times. Thank you.
Wear a condom. Yeah, I think That's the only way. Or abstain from sex. But who will?